we will be just going with the how we can deploy our Spring Boot application on the GCP App Engine. So before proceeding this, we just go to the sentence rules, uh, like the knowledge etiquettes, like punctuality. We have to be on time 5 minutes prior to the session start. Then the feedback, if the session gets over, then provide the feedback for that. Then keep the mobiles on the silent mode, and the disturbance should be avoided. So these are the main etiquettes. So agenda of the today's session will be like, before understanding how we can deploy our Spring Boot application to GCP App Engine, we will be just knowing what is basically GCPs, and then the second thing, we are just deploying the application, a Spring Boot application. So we will go into the little bit knowledge about what is a Spring Boot application, Spring Boot basically. Then the things come why we are using GCP App Engine to deploying our application, and then we will be creating our Spring Boot application. Then the demo will go for deploying the application to the App Engine. That is a GCP App Engine, and then we will be verifying. After that deploying, we will be verifying that whether the application is successfully deployed or not on the GCP App Engine. Then we will come to the conclusion part of it. So what is the GCP? GCP stand for the Google Cloud Platform. So with the name itself is indicate that it's a kind of platform which is providing the service which is on the cloud. Like means we have no need to take care about the servers to deploying our applications, the databases, the networking side to deploy our application. Means everything will be on the cloud. We have to just write the code, or maybe in some cases, like if it is a infra as a service architecture, then we have no need to write the application also. The cloud will be taking care of everything. Like in our end, we have no need to just reserve the space for servers and databases and everything. So Google GCP will be providing us the platform where we will be having the different type of solution provided on it. Other than GCP, we have other two more cloud platforms like AWS and Azure, which are in market as of now, is very much boom, because it they just makes the thing simpler. We have just writing our application, and we are just taking other things will be taken care by others, by the GCP or AWS Azure. So in this session, we will be more focusing on the GCP. So as I told you that it will be providing us various features, which will be including like feature means like it's kind of a product which are like compute storage for storing the database. Compute means compute will be having different types. This product will be having different type. Like in compute, we have App Engine and the Kubernetes also, and where we can store the compute engine also. So these type of services comes under the compute. And the next thing come as a storage, like which is for storing our database. So for storing, maybe we will be using big SQL or big data, big table. So for that, we can use the storage and database for that. And then we similarly we have the networking side for storing the networking information. And other things, like if our data is very big and it is difficult to manage at our end, so that solution is also provided by the GCP. So in this picture, you can see this is a GCP, and nowadays AI is in very much popular. So Google GCP has taken the feature for cloud AI also, where we can integrate the artificial intelligence as well. So as I will show you. I'll show you that in the GCP, I have just logged in here. So in this part, you can see there are multiple products. Like I was talking about this compute engine, Kubernetes engine, where we can just deploy the Dockerized containers. In the compute engine, we can just put the complete virtual machines. And similarly, there is a cloud run SQL, big data. So here we have a server-side architecture also, where we will be talking about the more on the app engine part. So in the next slide, I will be explaining what is App Engine basically. Any question till now? Okay. So as I told you, why we are just moving to GCP, because in our earlier in our application, it was difficult to manage to keeping everything at our end. So we just came the feature of the scalability. And one more feature that is very important, that is security. So GCP is having their own security features for the encrypting the encrypting the data, and how like it will be managing the auditing part, like on the timely basis it do the auditing also, and at what time how many users access this data, this application. So everything will be shown in the graph on the security purpose, and it just encrypt the data from every end-to-end encryption is done by the GCP itself. So we have no need to handle the security at our end, because earlier we have to just make encryption at our end, that okay, this application should not be accessible by this port or this server. But now while using the GCP, we will not be doing any extra configuration for it. Second thing, it will be already taken care by the GCP. And third part is the cost efficiency. Like cost efficiency, we can achieve the cost efficiency in the sense of like whatever feature we are using. Suppose I'm giving you multiple features, but you want to use only two features of my given services. So you have to just pay for that only. And plus advantage is the for how much time you are using that service of mine, that will cost for that particular time only, not the extra. If it is running continuously, then we have stop the service, then it will be charging for that particular time only. So it is more on the cost efficiency and innovation. Like we are just moving forward in the GCP part. Now AI part has also come in on the GCP. So slowly we are just innovating things that everything can come on the GCP only. So after GCP, the second thing, if we are just deploying a Spring Boot application, so what is the Spring Boot? Like it is like just like other frameworks we are having for Angular, for PHP. Java provides a framework for developing the application in Java. So it just helps us to create a standalone product data Spring application. We can just run them, and we have to just add the dependency in the form.xml, or like if we are using the Gradle as a tool, so we can just add the dependency in that, and then we can just run the application. So by using the third party libraries also, we can configure our application, and it makes easy to create an web application for it. So it provides us the feature, like we are having the actuators for providing the metrics, health checks, and the configuration. Another feature, like we can do the auditing in the Spring Boot application, like what how when the user was created, and when the database got changed. So these type of features are provided by the Spring Boot framework. So we have just add annotation based programming for that. So whatever feature we want to use in Spring Boot application, we have to just annotate that with the at the rate, so that that feature we can use in our application. So next thing comes like now we are talking about the multiple features. Like I told you that we can deploy our application on the Kubernetes engine also, Compute Engine also, and the third thing come as the serverless programming, which is App Engine. So why we are using the App Engine? App Engine is basically used for deploying the high size application. But in the Kubernetes, we were just deploying the containerized application. So for that we are using the App Engine. It is a pass service, like platform as a service. So what we have to do, we have to no need to worry about the database, we have no need worry about the networking, and everything will be done by the GCP. We have to just create our Spring Boot application, make a jar for it, and we can just deploy our application on the GCP. That's all we have to do in the GCP App Engine. And GCP as in App Engine support multiple type of languages, like PHP. In the PHP also we can do Angular, .NET. Like in the diagram, you can see there are multiple languages which can be deployed. The application which are developed in these languages can be deployed on the GCP engine. So it is very much cost effective, and it is a very simple platform for deploying our application. We have to just follow steps for some steps, and we can just deploy our application. Any question till now? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Deepa, you're audible. I guess considering the silence, the attendees are not having any queries as of now.
Yeah, sure. So when we are deploying our application on the GCP engine, the application will be deployed on the GCP App Engine. Then there will be multiple part of the application that we can create multiple services from them. Like from one application, we can create multiple services. So here you will be seeing the services part will be there, and here if the service will be running, we can see the all the services here. I have not created any application till now, so no services are being shown here. Instances of the services will be shown here. The versions, like if we make changes and then we again deploy the application, so you can check, okay, previously I did this, now my version has been changed, now I'm on the another version. So this version just tracking the history of whatever I have done in my application. So this is a version history and this is the instances of the particular application. Means one version can have multiple instances. So this is the architecture of an application when we are just creating any application in the app engine. So for just deploying an application, we will be having one GCP account. So I have used here a demo account from the Google Labs because I was not having any account. For the demo purpose, I've used it. And we have to just use a G Cloud CLI tool that I will tell you in the in the in the demo, and we have to just do the JDK 11 and the CLI for the integration. So this is the main architecture for the when we are just deploying a Spring Boot application on the GCP. So what is that? We are having a Spring Boot application at the first, and in the middle comes as the GCP App Engine. So in the GCP Engine, what we have to do? We have to just do the Google Cloud project setup. So how we do that? We just go to this, and we have to just go here, and we can create our new project here. So we have to give the project name and the billing account, from which billing account we are just creating this project and where is the location. And while I will click on the create, it will create me one project for me. So this project ID will be the unique ID for my application. So this is how we create the project. And we have to just make a app.jar file. When we build the application, it will be automatically creating jar file for us. Then we have to just create app.yml. This is the main important file in our project while we are deploying our application with the Spring Boot, which will be having the configuration which helps to deploy the application on the Google App Engine. By the help of that file only, it will be considering, okay, I have to create these many instances, or we have to allocate this much of memory for that. So this will be sorry, this will be in the our YML file. Then we have to just deploy our application and then we can access the application. So we are just moving to the example. So I have just recorded the video as it takes time for us. So I will be just clearing it. Okay, so I just show you how we can create this. So here I'll be showing in the serverless we are having, in the serverless we are having the app engine. Okay, so here in the dashboard, we can just see the services, how many, because there is no application, so it will not be showing me any services here running application. Now we have to click. So here what I have done, I have just clicked on this cell. So this is a Google Cloud cell. We can use our own terminal API also, and we can just use this CLI which is provided by the GCP itself. So I will be clicking on this arrow sign, which is a Google Cloud cell. This is already activated. We have to just click on this cell. It will be activated. Uh, it takes time, so I will be just moving forward. So this is how it is showing. So this is how it looks like. We will be just having the quick labs, my project name, quick labs 1 GCP 02, and I will be having this Google Cloud Cell. So here I can run my commands for deploying my application. First, I created the project. Now, second step, I just opened this Google Cloud Cell. Now I will be just running some commands to deploy the application. So this is a project. Hello, simple project I have made for which I will be deploying my application. So this is a simple project which I made in my local. So I was just telling, there is a controller where I've just written the get mapping for the hello world, and this is my application. The main thing is the form.xml. So in the form.xml, you have to just add the dependency of the Google Cloud Tools. So this is a plugin which you have to add. Is it visible to everyone? This plugin you have to add.
Yes.
Google Cloud Config, and in the app.yml, you have to give two configuration. Say first one is the runtime, like which version of Java you will be using, and second is the instance class. Instance class is very much important part for this. Like is basically defined which kind of memory, means how much memory and CPU we have to use for each instance. Like because according to the size of the memory and CPU which we want from the Google Cloud, it will be charged from us. Suppose we want 4 instances and we are not giving any instance class, so automatically it will be default for f1. But if you want to increase the size for f3, so you can give it here f3. According to that, it will increase the CPU and memory size. So as Google Cloud provide the facility of as much as you use, as much as you pay. So this is the main configuration for this. And the second thing, we have to just keep this app.yml in the folder of app engine only. So this is the simple application here. Okay, demo application. Okay, now I will be coming to the second part. So what I have done, I've just deployed on the GitHub. I've just put this application on the GitHub. So from the GitHub, I will be just copying S, my part and by this HTTP call, and I will just clone it in my app engine. So I will be just running the command git clone and the project repository access. Yeah. So this is how it is copied in my project directory of the GCP. Now I will be just changing the directory to the project. It is Spring Boot hello world. So next step will be the Google App Region List. It defines that all the regions available where you want to deploy the application. So region means suppose in the world we are having 7 continents. So in the continents it will be some regions where the servers are allocated. In regions we will be having some zones. So we have to choose where do you want to deploy your application. Maybe west side of US, maybe in the Asia you want to deploy somewhere. So it will be giving you the list. You can choose where do you want to deploy your application. So here I've just taken, I will be just putting here, and it will be providing me the list of all the reasons here. It will be authorizing the account. So okay, it will be giving me the reasons. These reasons are supported. As you can see here, like it will be giving me all the regions US West in these the support flexibilities. So these all regions are available. I will be using the West 4 region here. It takes some time. So it just allocated my application to see, you can see here that reason is a list application in the project is with the reason, and it is creating the app engine application in the project of the in the region of US West 4. By this command, it will be just creating my application in the West 4 region. Now we last step is to the deploying the application. So I will be running this GKP test. It take around 5 to 7 minutes. It will be just deploying all the jars. It will be just configuring installing all the jars on the server, whatever needed for deploying the project. It takes some time actually. So whenever the application is deployed successfully, there will be some URL where our application is deployed. So what does the URL says? URL says that first thing will be the domain, like whatever project name you have taken, and then it will be just snapshot. It will be just making the appending the URL from this. So whenever the application is successful, there is no error in your application. Application is running fine. All the dependencies have been downloaded, then we will be giving we will be providing some URL for which shows that our application is deployed successfully, and we will be seeing that build is success here. So here you can see the URL here. I will be just running this URL as I made the hello controller. So simply I will be copying it and I will be just checking the URL. So it will be just showing the hello world. So you can see that my application has been successfully deployed on the GCP App Engine. And so you can see here in the service also, I can see my service. In the version control also only one version has been pushed, so I can see the version here. And same thing goes for the instance also, that my instance has been successfully deployed here. So this is how we can deploy our application to the Google GCP App Engine. So like this is a small demo. Even I'm going through the GCP part more on that. I will be just exploring that. I'm new to GCP, but this thing made me comfortable to how we can deploy the application. Any questions for this?
Guys, if you're having any questions, please do ask. Fine, I guess no one is having any queries as of now. So maybe if in case they'll be having any,
Yeah,
so you can later reach out to Deepa personally, right? Okay, so thank you, Deepa, for delivering this session, and thank you, attendees, for joining this session. I guess we are good to wrap up here.